What's going on, guys? My name is Ryan Snaadt, it rhymes with odd, and welcome to another video. This week I'm going to be showing you guys how to become a videographer, the step-by-step process that you can follow no matter where you're at in your journey to become a freelance or full-time videographer. Videographers all over the country struggle with the two biggest things that contribute to growing a successful freelance business. You need to build both your technical knowledge to provide a high-end video to your clients, and the business knowledge to take that skill and turn it into a business. These two skills are very different, and most of us watching this video right now are focused on the skill of shooting and editing, but not the business skills to create an income, which is what my entire channel is all about. So I want to share the step-by-step process to go from ground zero to how you can create your own freelance videography business from scratch with no knowledge. We're going to gauge this by a multi-phase process, starting with phase one. Phase one is where you're going to test the waters, where you're making no money and you're trying to figure out if you are interested in videography as a skill and as a job. So you're really focused on the technical knowledge at this stage in your process. We're learning about lighting, cameras, audio. We're going to be shadowing people as much as we can and learning from other people to see if this is a path we want to go down. This is also the stage where you're going to shoot everything for free and get all of that payment back in knowledge and practice over time. These relationships are going to be key later on when you start charging for your services. That leads us into phase two, which is to begin charging for your work. I recommend starting at about $500 and go up from there. So at this stage, you're going to shoot any video that you can to build experience and start testing different industries. So in that first phase, we were shooting anything and everything we could get our hands on. Now we're going to start shifting into things that are paying gigs. And even if it's that lower end stuff, shooting lower paying gigs, but in industries that we're really interested in, and we're gonna start narrowing in on the niche that we like and that we wanna shoot the most of. So that'll bring us to phase three, which is more of the intermediate level. This is when you're gonna start charging $1,000 and up for your paid projects. So in this stage is when you're gonna start doing a lot more outreach. You're gonna find the niches that you enjoy shooting, and you're gonna directly reach out to them and try and sell your services. At this stage is when you want to start building a website and social media channels and promote your work and market yourself. This is also the stage when you want to try to niche down as much as possible and be known for one thing, which is really going to help propel you up in the next phases of this process. A lot of people get stuck in this phase because they try to be a generalist and they want to shoot anything and everything that involves video, but it's really hard to market yourself and grow because you're just a one-man band and people know you as being the camera guy rather than somebody that is specifically known for one thing. So I would say this is the phase that most people get bogged down in. They get discouraged, they try and do this and try and outgrow their full-time income and take this on as a full-time job, but they don't have the stability and the growth mindset to go from this stage up and on into the next phases here. So if you find yourself in this phase, niching down really is the main thing that's going to keep you from getting up and growing your business even more. So after you master phase three, we're going to move into phase four, which is building your business. The annual income for this range is usually $100,000 to about $500,000 in a year. Now, a lot of you might be watching this video thinking it's unattainable, but when you start to shift your mindset, this is how you're going to start growing a business rather than just being a paid freelancer. So in this phase, we're going to begin building a business. We're going to start reading business books, taking online courses, investing in knowledge to improve our skill set, and really start to think like a business owner. In this phase, you're going to start putting together a plan to grow past yourself and start to hire on a team. This is the phase that a lot of people are afraid of because up to this point, you've been just really focusing on becoming a really good technical shooter and editor. But now you have to switch your mindset to become a business owner and focus on sales and marketing and taxes and all the stuff that necessarily isn't your favorite thing in the world. But if you want to grow a business behind this, these skills are super necessary. Not to mention you will have the funds at this phase to start investing in some of these things like courses and books and mentors and all the different stuff because that stuff costs money. But up to this point, you've been making $100,000 to $500,000 a year, so you should have some of those funds available to put back into the business and reinvest in your knowledge. So that brings us to phase five, which is the scale and manage phase. This is dictated by making $500,000 and up in annual revenue for your business. So this is when you start to hire out all of the production roles. So shooters, editors, lighting, audio, all the different admin tasks. So you're gonna hire out all of the production roles and focus on leadership, sales, and management. These things are critical to growing your business and becoming an owner and a leader of your people and your employees. So the reason you're gonna shift all of the production off is because you can teach and train other people to do what you do and get a similar look and feel. And this is gonna free you up to break into new niches and chase higher end projects. So if you're making, $500,000 or more a year, you're probably to that higher tier of clientele where you're shooting projects that are $50,000 and up per project, or you've built out retainers at this point, so you start to have recurring business and you can start to grow that way. So as you can see, we've started from just being a newbie, a beginner, and there is a linear timeline that can take you from one to the next, where you go from making no money to making millions of dollars a year, having a production business and having employees and being a business owner. So some of the tips to get you past some of those roadblocks along that path. Number one is to be clear on what your business is aiming for. Do you want to be a solo shooter? Do you want to have a team? Do you want to be a business owner down the road and have that higher tier business that makes millions of dollars a year? Some people have no interest in doing any of the business stuff, which is pretty common in this industry. That's why I encourage you to think about that early on and think about, do I want to be a manager and a business owner and a leader for a team? Is that something that's interesting to me? Or do you just want to be a solo shooter? Finding those types of interest areas, and if you know, hey, I just love directing, that's all I want to do, that's great. Focus on that and don't try and build a business because that's not what you're interested in and you're going to burn out that way. So be clear on what you want to do, whether it's the business or solo shooting, and be super clear on that as you build out your business over time. Second tip is to connect with other videographers at the higher stages of these phases and learn how they got there. Again, if you're in that beginning stage, don't feel like you have to wait years and years to become connected with these people. Go reach out to people that are making over $1 million a year with their production business and go shadow them. Go offer to be a production assistant for free. Go find these people that are doing what you want to do and go shadow them and see if it's something that you're interested in. And it's amazing if you just follow along with people on their journey, you can really replicate a lot of those same things with your own business just by seeing it done firsthand. My third tip is to set SMART goals to reach higher phases as you go. A lot of times it's really daunting when you start out, you don't know how to get there, what to do. But as I mentioned, in each of these phases, we can characteristically look at them based on the revenue that you're driving with that business. You're gonna max out the amount of money you can make as an individual until you have to start hiring on people where you can grow your bandwidth and start making more money. You can really put a flag in the ground and say, okay, this year I wanna make $70,000 in revenue. And then you can put kind of a goal around that and say, okay, how do I get there? I need to make a certain amount of money per month. That equals a certain amount of projects per year. And then you can start to reverse engineer how you're gonna reach these goals every single year. And my final tip is to allow yourself to dream big and build a plan to actually get there. So many people will watch this video and say, there's no way I could actually reach some of these different phases that Ryan's talking about. And that type of mindset will make it so you never actually do that. If you wanna have a multi-million-dollar production business, it's not impossible, but you have to have a plan to get there and be super crystal clear about that vision for yourself and for your business. You know you want to start bringing in team members at a certain stage, you can plan for that and plan for the future and really have a plan around what you're trying to do so you can go for it every single day. So make sure to check out the goals section of this course, learning more about how to set attainable goals and reach for them every single day, and really put a process in place on going from phases 1 to 5 and beyond in your business. It doesn't matter where you're at in your journey right now. What matters is what you're doing to get to that next phase in your business and how you're going to constantly improve over time. So there's my outline on how to become a videographer from scratch. Hopefully you guys got something out of this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you have any questions about the phases or where you're at specifically in your business and you'd like some advice, feel free to drop a comment in the comment section below and I'll make sure to get back to you guys as soon as possible.